Hello everyone and welcome to Ewan's Buzz. I hope you guys all had a great December holiday and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So there hasn't been many videos recently and I think the last video I posted was literally about a sound problem. Not a great start. But oh well. Now I've seemed to have fixed the sound problem and now it seems to work perfectly. So as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different environment. I'm actually right outside the workshop. So the thing is, well, the thing that we're going to be working on is very big. You know, I'm talking, pretty big, probably about, I don't know, that big. I mean, it's pretty big. So that's what we're going to be working on. But we're actually going to be working on a specific part of it. And I'm not going to tell you what, because you'll see that just now. But before we get into this video, I'm sorry I haven't been posting. I need a break too, even though I can sort of take a break whenever I want, but it's not good for the channel. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I know the audio problem's fixed, so it should work absolutely great. And if you can hear any noise in the background, I'm really sorry. I'm not inside the workshop currently. So let's see what we're working on. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working on. A microwave. Now, it seems like quite a normal microwave, just the regular bog standard microwave. Well, also a pretty old one as well. But this one has seen a lot. I don't know how well you can see, but it is a little bit dirty. But I mean, I've removed the plate, so it's safe to move around. As you can see, the plate has got some really big chips in it. I don't even know if you could call those chips. I honestly don't even know what you could call those. They're like cracks, but not cracks at the same time. It's pretty weird. But now, this microwave has actually got a problem. A whole lot of the buttons here on the control panel are not responsive, which is kind of a problem because this is the only way you can actually tell it to microwave your food. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be removing this control panel to try and see if we can fix it. And hopefully we can, because this is a pretty nice microwave, and I'll tell you why right now. This microwave was made where I live. Not literally by my house, where I live. It was made in the Republic of South Africa, which is really cool. Actually, I think it says Republic of South Africa on the back. So I don't have any exact dates on when it was made, but maybe some of the components inside might say when it was made. But it says it was last serviced in 1998. So that's quite a while ago. So who knows? This microwave might even be older than 1998. So we're going to remove this control panel and we're going to take a look at it on the bench. And now enjoy this time lapse of me taking apart this microwave to get the control panel out. But like I mentioned, it's pretty dirty, so we're going to have to glove up and get started. Okay, so we're gloved up and ready to open this up. So this microwave has got some pretty cool features. This, I honestly have no clue what that's for. I don't know how well you can see it, but I think it's like a stopper, so you don't smash the cable against the wall, so it doesn't do that. I think that's what it's for. I don't really know. But you know how in microwaves you have that little light bulb that comes on while you're microwaving things or when the door's open? So what if that light bulb blows? That's a bit of a problem, right? So, and they say all over the back here, don't open the microwave. It's dangerous. No user serviceable parts inside. They say that, and it discourages you from opening it, I'm sure, but not if you're me. So, it's got a little door on the one side. I can't remember which side. Yes, it's on this side. It's got a door right here. And you undo the screw for this door, and the door will come off. And then you get access to the light bulb right here. So that's a pretty interesting little thing that, quite a cool little thing that feature that this microwave has. So, to open the microwave up, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw. and there are no other screws on the side here, so it will just be the screws. So enjoy the time lapse of me undoing screws. Okie dokie, so now we've got the back of the microwave officially lifted off. We can just pull back this cover, and with a little bit of difficulty, because it's pretty old and dusty, just that little bit of difficulty, we are now inside the microwave. But now that we're inside the microwave, I have to warn you all. Do not go adventuring in microwaves if you don't know what you're doing, because microwaves contain a dangerously high voltage. A voltage of 2000 volts just straight out the transformer, or 7000 volts right out of the voltage doubler circuit. So you do not want to be messing around in here if you don't know what you're doing. So now we're inside, and I shall turn the microwave around so you can get a better look at it. There you go, you should be able to see it nicely. So I think it looks a bit small here, so I'm going to zoom the camera in just so you can get a better look. Okay, so here we are inside the microwave, and I'm just going to walk around to show you. So yeah, you've got a very in-depth look at what's inside it. So there's quite the selection of things. Let me explain what some of these things are. So here is the magnetron. It is what makes your food hot. It makes the radiation to make your food hot. And by the way, it's not poisonous radiation. It doesn't have uranium in it. It is perfectly safe for you to use. And there's so many people out there who have made so many fake rumors about how microwaves are dangerous and yada yada yada. Yes, they're dangerous, but it's only if you do what I'm doing. And I have taken the necessary safety precautions by unplugging it and leaving it for about a week or so, just to let all the electricity drain out of this capacitor, which is the main thing that causes death. Or it can even be this transformer. A whole lot of things in here can kill you. So you don't really want to play around. You don't want to play with your own fate. I can tell you that. So mainly what we're interested in here is the control panel part of things, which is right at the front here. So I'm going to have to get a photo of this with my phone so we just know where all the wires actually go, because if I can't remember where the wires go, that's going to be a little bit of a problem, because then if I connect it wrong, it might break something. So I'm going to grab a photo of this, and we're going to remove this control panel. So give me one moment. Okay, so here we are in the workshop, and here is our control panel. So sorry about all of this, that is just dirt, because I don't think this microwave has been cleaned in a long time. But that's okay, because in this video, we're going to be repairing the control panel, and I doubt you guys really want to see me clean up the microwave and do all of that, but if you do, let me know. But if you don't, just don't comment. You really, you don't really want to comment, you don't have to. I really don't mind. So I've undone most of the screws, so let's lift this part of the board out. And as you can see, there are separate compartments, and this is something very cool. You've got a vacuum fluorescent display. You don't see those in a lot of modern electronics today. They're pretty cool screens. They've got this beautiful green glow, and sometimes you can see them in old hi-fis, things like that. So here is the actual board that we need to worry about, because this is where the magic happens. So it's got 6 screws that we're going to have to undo, and these ones are shorter, so I need to keep them separate from all the other ones. So this has actually got a surprising amount of screws. It just shows how it's been built well, because it could have just had 2 screws holding this panel in, but instead it chose to have 6. And literally everything in here is held together with screws. It is just awesome. Like, this panel is held in with screws, and even this metal panel here is held in with screws. So I've just gone and undone all of them and kept them separate so we know which ones are which. And isn't that just beautiful? We've got an array of push buttons. That is just the best. You know why? Because these will be so much easier to clean, and if they're broken, we can replace them. Because you can find these push buttons almost anywhere. So what we're first going to do is try clean them, and then if cleaning them doesn't work, we're going to try replace them. But that will probably only happen later because, you know, I will have to wait for the new buttons to arrive. But let's check how it looks on the control panel side of things, you know, the actual interface part. So, as you can see, looks pretty, you know, pretty bog standard. You know, you've got all your buttons and, you know, stuff like that. And it actually turns out that this microwave is missing some features, but maybe it was just, maybe they thought of the features but didn't want to put them in. Who knows? But this actually could have had an auto roast, temperature cook, and pause. I think that could have been for maybe a convection oven. I think that's what it could have been for, because this has even got an extra spot on the control panel here. Let me show you, for an extra relay here. And there's also a spot inside the microwave cabinet where an element could go. So it's amazing what you can just assume or learn about things when you take them apart. So that's why if you have something that's broken specifically, and just take it apart, see what you can find inside it. Just don't take apart anything that you use or is working, because your parents or you might not be very happy with yourself if you can't put it back together. So yeah, this is what's inside the control panel cavity. We've got a nice array of push buttons, which usually you don't expect, because the push buttons are actually, usually it's like a membrane. I'm sure you know about the membranes and things. So let's start getting to clean this little control panel. Okay, so here are our buttons, and I've just tested some things off camera, because I just wanted to make sure that this cable wasn't damaged, so I used my multimeter just to make sure that that's all good, and this cable seems to be fine. So what we're going to be doing is using some Contact 60, as you can see here, to clean the switches. So I'm going to give it a good shake and just I'm just going to spray them all. Really let the stuff just work its way into the switches. So I think we've got all of them. Now what we're going to do is take a little screwdriver and just press them a whole lot of times to really get them just to clean up. So this may take a while, so I'm going to pause the video, and then once we're done here, you should be able to see the finished product, and hopefully it works. Okay, so we are officially done with the fixing of this control panel, and personally I think it's going to work, because there was a lot more work that I had to do, you know, when I paused the video, because I was just testing each of these with my multimeter just to make sure that they all work and that I clean them properly. And then if they didn't work reliably, or, you know, weren't working at all, I just used this permanent marker just to, you know, put a little dot on the metal part of the switch, just so I know that's the one I need to clean again. And so I did that a couple of times, and now the switches seem to be working really reliably. So what I'm going to do is, this might be a little bit loud, but I'm going to put my lapel mic by my multimeter. So now there it is by the multimeter, and I'm going to probe one of the switches, if I can get it on there nicely. Yeah, perfect. And so there you go. It is literally working perfectly. So now I'm just figure out how to put my lapel mic back on without making too much noise. There we go. So now the buttons, like just with that start button that I showed you, they seem to be all working really reliably. And I know it looks like the gibberish that came up on my multimeter screen, but it's actually, you know, the opposite way around. It's like the camera's like a mirror, basically. Or at least I think. I honestly don't know. But now if I test, let's say, the clock button, because it's nice, all these buttons are labeled as well. If I just gotta get a good contact. About 0.2 ohms. So that's pretty good. So I think we are going to just spray the contacts on this bigger board here, like, you know, where all the plugs and stuff connect, you know, just to be sure that they're all good. And then once we've done that, I'll put it back together and we'll hopefully put it back in the microwave. So it will be a little bit dark outside because, you know, it's night and, you know, it being night, it's kind of dark. So that's why you will also be able to see this display on the backside. But for now, I'll be putting it all back together in there, you know, inside its actual panel. I will just be giving the screen a wipe off. But I mean, the worst part was, while I was working, I was just cleaning off the boards with some isopropyl alcohol, yeah? And then I was putting the scissors down. I knocked over the isopropyl alcohol, so I used to have about that much, and I've lost so much now. I feel so disappointed in myself, but well, these things happen, so oh well. But this seems to be working. So I'm going to put it all back together, and whoops, we're going to connect it back onto the microwave, and we'll see if the microwave works. Okay, so now we're back with our microwave, and we're going to have to put on a fresh pair of gloves because even though I've cleaned the control panel, the microwave is still pretty nasty. So I'm still debating on how I think I should clean it because I'm thinking to maybe just take all the electronic parts out and just completely, you know, clean it, like give it a super deep clean, which would work really well, yes, but only problem is it's got a schematic at the top here, and that's still in really, really good condition. And you know, you don't really want to ruin the schematic because now you've got a whole diagram of how the microwave actually works. So I think that would be very useful to have. So I'm still thinking on how I'm going to clean the rest of it, but I know it's going to be cleaned really well because, yeah, it's pretty dirty. But here's our freshly cleaned control panel, as you can see here. All nice and clean. Yeah, so let's put it on. So we're going to feed the earth wire through here. I hope you can see. And then we're going to hopefully get this thing through there. Make sure none of our cables are in the way. And then, voila, it's back on. But not quite yet because I still need to get the screws. That will hold it on. So we're just going to grab, and the nice thing is, whoops, it's just 2 screws. So it's nothing really, really crazy, like 6 screws like that's holding in all the control panels and switches and buttons and things. So luckily it's nothing crazy like all those 6 screws, because like I ended up removing 12 just to get into the just to get the control panel out of the plastic bits. So yeah, but luckily the plastic seems to be behaving relatively well because it does look like it's a bit brittle, but otherwise the plastic's been behaving relatively well. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to get the schematic from my phone. So we're going to just give me one moment. Yeah, having gloves on and trying to use a touch screen does not really work. It's kind of funny though. But here we go. We have got our wiring picture here. So we're just gonna plug it all back in like it was. So this looks like it went in like so. You know, don't want to get that wrong. I wonder actually where these wires even go to. Looks like there's some sort of power wires maybe. But I mean, if they're power and it's just AC, honestly, it should be fine. But then this white lead here will go to the top here. That looks like what it says. Goes to the top there. This red one looks like it went to the bottom here. Don't want that to go to sleep. And then this brown and white one went to the bottom of this one, and this one also went to the top. So now, hopefully we've got all of these on. And then there's one more that, you know, you could have forgotten, which goes up here by the looks of things. There we go. And then one more is the earth wire. But for that, I'm just going to have to undo this screw up here. I don't know how well you can see me here. But what we're going to do is we're just going to put the two wires back on there, like so. And not screw the glove in the process. You don't want that inside the microwave. You know, there's no need for a glove, or a piece of a glove at least, inside the microwave. So, now these connectors, oh, sorry, you can't see, are back on. So now that we got these back on, and this all wired up, we can fire the microwave up. And I will grab a glass of water, and I will leave the top panel off, but I don't recommend doing that when you're testing a microwave. So we're gonna make sure it works, and I'll grab a glass of water. So give me a moment. Okay, so I've turned the light off so we can get a better look at when the screen comes on, and you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna put this microwave dish back in, and this is also a good test to see if the door opener works. And it does, and it works pretty well. And excuse the state of the inside of the microwave, I still need to clean that. Because this is a purely experimental, you know, to see if this will work. And if it works, then it will be worth it to clean up the whole microwave and get it as good as new. But if it doesn't, then we'll use it for parts. But let's see. So, got my cup of water, or my cup of water right here. Just put that on the tray, and I'm gonna plug it in, and we'll see what it does. If it causes any interference with my microphone, it's maybe because it's on the same circuit as the microphone. So let's see what it does. So, oh, we've got a blinking screen. So let's say, okay, I think it wants me to set the clock. Give me a moment while I try and figure this thing out. So just, yeah, give me a moment. Okay, so I seem to have figured it out. At least I think. So, so the stop button works. Auto start. And the power. Okay, this is the clock works. Let's do the time. 1 minute. Hey, look at that. It works. Well, it turns on and everything. Hey, and the light works on the side as well, so that's a good sign. But also, nothing seems to have caught on fire on the electrical side of things. Okay, so it looks like we should be good. And nothing is sparking like crazy, so I'd say we should be fine. The screen's working. As you can see, it's counting down. Well, I don't know how well you can see it, at least. But it's counting down, and it seems to be working. So, that is great. So, I'm going to stop it. Like so. And we're going to open it up and see if our water is warm. So, I don't know how much time it got. Ooh, but it's feeling promising. That is warm. So, we were successful. We've repaired this microwave to working order. Now, isn't that just amazing? I think that I'm going to clean it up, and this is going to be a very awesome microwave. So if you want to see me clean it up, let me know in the comments. But cleaning is also kind of boring, so I can understand if you don't want me to, make a video on it and make a video about something else, maybe something more interesting. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and when I do deep clean it, I will let you guys know and do a quick overview video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you all for watching. Goodbye!